We hope you enjoy The Magicians, The Illusion of Shadows by Rachel Lawson. The Emperor of the Universe, Sapphirus or Fred, nervously walked into the secretive intergalactic Parliament House. "Who are you meant to be?" asked the security guard who guarded the entrance when he saw him. "I know you." "I just can't remember from where," said the guard, looking the Emperor in the eyes. "Mortimer, the Grand Reaper," said the Emperor. "No, you're someone else. Someone I know," said the guard. "Mortimer the Grand Reaper is a Grim Reaper." "I'm sick. I can't turn into a Reaper," said the Emperor, not lying. "Why are you here then?" asked the guard. "I have to be," said Fred. "Why?" asked the guard. "Oh, now I remember you," said the guard. "You can go in, my Emperor. Nice outfit, by the way," said the guard, recognizing the Emperor in disguise. Fred, who didn't want to be recognized, grumbled. "Hello, stranger," said a man behind him. "How?" said the guard, seeing the man behind Fred. "What?" said Fred, seeing the Emperor behind him. The false Emperor winked at Fred and smiled charmingly. "Let him in," said the false Emperor. "If you say so, sir. He says he's a Grim Reaper. He's not even dead. He looks like a prank or a political stunt," said the guard of the suspicious-looking human in a black mask and a monk's robe and hood. Fred. "He's good. I invited him here," said the false Emperor. "Come, Mortimer." Fred was puzzled but walked in with the imposter. The imposter laughed at the confused look in the eyes of Mortimer. "Dad, it's me," said the imposter when they were alone. "Lakelandite," said Fred to his identical son. "Yes," said the imposter. "I saw you in trouble there. I had to help you." "Thank you, boy," said Fred, wondering if there was a catch. "Why are you posing as a Reaper? You are a Reaper," asked Lakelandite. "I have Venusian flu. It stops me from dying," said Fred. "Why isn't your younger self, Blake, playing Mortimer?" asked Lakelandite. Blake and Fred were the same time traveler in the same place, in time. Both were Mortimer, the king of the Grim Reapers, also known as the Grand Reaper. "He has it too, I got it off him. He's bedridden," Fred said. "You should have asked me to pose as you," said Lakelandite, who was a Reaper too, but was in human form. "Yes, a bit late now," said Fred, the masked, robed Reaper in human form. "You look like the Celestial Emperor in a bad Halloween costume," said Lakelandite. Fred looked awkward and sad. He was just that, and he didn't want to be recognized. "You should alter your appearance with magic," said Lakelandite. "I'll try," said Fred, casting a spell to make him look like a Grim Reaper. "How's this?" "You look like an anime cartoon Grim Reaper. You don't look real," said Lakelandite. He did. Fred fixed the spell. He looked like a real Reaper. Fred sneezed, and he momentarily returned to the masked Emperor in the robes and hood. "Oh, better not do that in there," said Lakelandite. "Yeah," said Fred sadly. "Let's go in," said Lakelandite. "Okay," said Fred. They walked into the Parliament House, and Lakelandite sat in the Emperor's seat, and Fred found a seat with the normal politicians. "Are you Mortimer's substitute?" asked Morganite Argent, the Prime Minister not recognizing the Reaper, as the spell made him look different from his Reaper self. "No, I'm actually Mortimer. I'm feeling a bit under the weather," said Fred. "I didn't know Reapers got sick," said Morganite. "We can. I have Venusian flu," said Fred. "Not heard of that one," said Morganite. "It only affects Reapers. You're fine," said Fred. Lakelandite sneezed and looked momentarily like himself. Lakelandite panicked. Fred noticed he grimaced. "Are you all right?" asked Morganite. "Yes," said Fred. "I'll just sit here." Morganite walked over to Lakelandite. "Good morning, my Emperor," said Morganite to Lakelandite. "Good day, Morgan. How are you today?" said Lakelandite. Good, good. How are you? Said Morganite. I think I caught the flu. I'm good otherwise, said Lakelandite, looking at Fred, who was sneezing, turning back into the masked, hooded Emperor for a second. Morganite sneezed. I think you are infectious, sir, said Morganite. Fred and Lakelandite looked at him strangely. Are you a Reaper? Asked Lakelandite. Why do you ask? Asked Morganite. My father was one. What was his name? Asked Lakelandite, thinking he may know him. Mortimer, said Morganite, the Grand Reaper. Lakelandite. I know who you are, by the way. Why is our father playing death? Lakelandite looked puzzled. He had no brother called Morganite. Temp, is that you? Asked Lakelandite. No, I am your other brother. Temp brought me back here, said Morganite. Are you serious? Said Lakelandite. Yes, said Morganite. This conversation happened in the heads of the brothers. Are you Anna's son? Asked Lakelandite. Anna was Fred's pregnant wife. Yes, said Morganite. He's going to hate this, said Lakelandite in Morganite's head. Why? Asked Morganite. He always meets his children before they are born. Do you want to talk to Dad? Asked Lakelandite. Okay, said Morganite. They walked over to Fred, who sat glumly. You won't believe it, Dad, said Lakelandite. What do you want, boy? Asked Fred. I found someone, said Lakelandite. Fred saw Morganite and turned his phone off. He was listening to music. Hello again, sir, said Fred. Hi, Dad, said Morganite. The Reaper sneezed, turning back into Fred. Momentarily he was angry. Temp, I hate this prank, snapped Fred, smelling a dead fish. I am not Tempus, he's my brother. Not me, said Morganite. You are not my son, said Fred. He says he is, said Lakelandite. Then who is his mother meant to be? Asked Fred. Angela Alexander, said Morganite. No, we don't have any children other than Lance, Tempest, and Valkyra, said Fred. Not that one, said Morganite. They were whispering the conversation in an empty corner, unheard by the others in the big room. Your wife, said Morganite. Are you trying to be Emperor? Asked Fred. No, I am not born yet. I'm happy being your Prime Minister, said Morganite. What? Hissed Fred. Temp brought me here 25 years ago my time, said Morganite. Tempus! Get here now, said Fred. A man who resembled Morganite walked into the room and walked up to them. Is this a prank? Who is he? Asked Fred. No pranks now. He is Morganite Alexander Drax, your future son. I sent him here to be your Prime Minister. You needed him, said Tempus, the Timekeeper who ruled time and was a bit of a prankster at times. He is as great as I told you he'd be. Fred wasn't sure what to say or do. He'd suddenly discovered his friend was his secret unborn son, in public and in disguise. Morgan, you bastard! Why did you lie to me? Snapped Fred shortly. I'll accept that. I was being one. I didn't know what to say to you, said Morganite. I invited you here to tell you who I was. I wanted to tell you who I was 1,000 times before, but you treated me as a politician. I didn't know, boy, I'm sorry, said Fred, who wanted to hug his newly found son. But a Reaper hugging a politician would look odd. Oh, damn how it looks, said Fred, embracing Morganite. The other people in the building looked at them as if they were a weird sight. But Fred and Morganite didn't care. They found each other.